Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
our next term is data
Yes,
set.
sir.
Okay. Next term is data set. What is data set? So previously we understand the concept of data here. Data means data regarding gender, data regarding age, data regarding weight we can get. So gender data is male, female. This is the data. Age is, what is the age of the patient is the data regarding age. Okay. So if we combine all the cases here, for patient 1, gender, age, weight, height, smoking, race, so entire set of data for this particular patient 1. Okay. So if we combine all the 75% and put the data in the single table only, so it will create a set of 75 patients, and for each patient we have gathered the information regarding gender, age, weight, height, smoking and race. So this is data set. When we consider only one column at a time, it will be a data, but we consider each and every column simultaneously, column and row simultaneously, that will then it will create a data set. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So our next terminology is elements. What is the element here? This elements is the head under which we are going to gather data. Such as here, gender is an element here. Okay, age is another element, weight is another element. So we are going to collect data for the patients regarding their gender. So gender is an element. Regarding their age is an element here. Weight is an element here. Height is an element here. And smoking preferences, this is element. Race is an element. So these are the elements under which we are going to collect the data. Okay, clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, very good. Our next one is variable. Variable is, as the name itself saying, whose value is varying. Okay, variable whose value is varying. So if we are considering here gender is a variable here, so patient to patient gender may vary, maybe male, maybe female. Again, if we consider age is a variable here, so patient to patient age will be different. Okay, varied. So for patient 1 it is 59, for patient 2 67, for patient 3 60 73, for patient 75 this one 48. So these are the variables here whose value varies over a time or over a particular point of interest. Okay, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So our next term is observation. So what we observe, this is our observations. So again, look at the table here. If we are talking about the observations regarding patient 1, the observation for patient 1 is, this patient 1 is a male, his age is 59, his weight is 175, height is 69, he is preferring no smoking and white complexion. Okay, so these are the observations for patient 1. So whatever we are going to observe, measure, this is the observation. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. So next one is population. What is the population? So population is the set of our interest. Here, if we consider this patient is our interest, measuring interest, that then all this 75, only 75% is there. So this 75 is our population. Okay. So if we consider the population of our BBA batch here, and there is 70 students here, so population for BBA batch is 70. So total number of set, total entities of this particular set will be the population. Okay,
Yes, sir.
read it
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir.
So population consists all of the item or individual about which you want to draw conclusions. Okay, so if we are going to draw conclusions about this particular BBA batch, then our population will be this particular all the students of this BBA batch. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So our next
Sir,
parameter.
wait for 2-3 minutes. We'll write that. We'll
Okay.
write that before.
Okay. Do it fast. Okay. Have you done this?
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir.
So our next terminology is the sample. Sample is the proportion of a population. Okay. So in your BBA batch, you can consider here. In your BBA batch, there is 70 students. So our population size is 70. So if we are going to draw some conclusion regarding your batch, that means we are not going to judge each and every 70 students individually. Okay. So what we can do here, we can simply consider 5 to 10 students randomly, 5 to 10 students randomly, and based on their characteristics, I can easily say that this particular batch is following these characteristics. Okay, so this 5 to 10 students will be the proportion of 70. So this proportion is known as sample. Certain proportion of a population is sample. Okay, but obviously it should be the representative of the entire. Say for example, if we consider this 5 to 10 students in your BBA batch, that means this whatever we are studying over these 5 to 10 students, it will be applied to entire 70 students. That means this 5 or 10 students will be the representative of these 70 students. Okay, so that's why they are the sample here. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So the elements of a sample are known as sample point, sampling unit, or observations. Whatever any elements we have considered here. We can take the example here in this table. We have 75 patients, and if we are going to judge a particular point over the 75 patients, that means we may judge the 5 patients, and we can say that all the 75 patients are like this. We can take the example of current trend, coronavirus. Coronavirus, we are not going to judge each and every citizen of our country, right? But we are just going to judge 1 lakh citizen or 2 lakh citizen, and based on this, we can easily say draw a conclusion regarding the entire population of our country. So this 1 lakh or 2 lakh will be our sample. Okay. The sample usually represents a subset of manageable size. Okay. Our next one is frequency. Frequency is the number of occurrences for each and every head. Okay, number of occurrences. So look here. In the previous example, we have 75 patients. So if we are going to judge the frequency here, what we do? This is patients. First one is gender. Gender, we can have male or female. Okay. So for the patients, how many patients have gender male or how many female? If we consider this one as 30 male, then 45 will be our female. So these are the frequency. Okay. So number of occurrences. That means in gender, Out of 75%, 30 will be male and 45 will be female. These are the frequency here. Frequency of male and frequency of female. Similarly, we can consider the age also. Age, we can find it age 48 age. How many percent is there? 48 to 50. Okay, how many percent is there? So this will be the frequency here, 48 to 50. If there is 2%, then frequency will be 2. If we consider again 50 to 55, okay, then we may find that our number of percent in this race category is 5. That means this is our frequency. So in general, we can define the frequency as the number of observations, occurrence, repetition of the observations, okay, occurrence of the repeating occurrence of the observations. This is frequency. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So till now we understand sample. Then next terminology. Okay, look at this one second. Cumulative frequency. Okay, look at this cumulative frequency. So what is cumulative frequency? Cumulative indicates, if we go for the dictionary meaning of cumulative, then cumulative indicates the total sum. Okay. So we understand the cumulative frequency here. So if we considered here, look, if we considered here age, okay, in age we have different category, 48 to 50. Say for example, we can consider this one as 48 to 50. Okay, then 50 to 55, then 55 to 60. We are just considering an example here. Okay, 58 to 60, 55 to 60. These are the range where our number of percent in this age category is, we can consider it as 5. In this age category is 7, and in this age category is, we can have, this is 10. Okay, so these are the frequency here. Okay, these are the frequency. So if we are going to calculate the cumulative frequency here, what is the cumulative frequency? Total sum. So how we compute the total sum here? This is for first one plus
5.
previous one, predecessor, immediate predecessor. Okay, so for first age category there is no immediate predecessor, so cumulative frequency will be 5. For second one, immediate predecessor is 5, so this 5, this one, immediate cumulative frequency for immediate predecessor is 5, and current frequency for this category is 7. So total cumulative frequency will be 12 here. Okay, again for third category, current frequency is 10, and the previous category cumulative frequency is 12. So total frequency, cumulative frequency for this category will be 22. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Let's
Yes,
recap. Let's recap what we learned here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So first one is, we learn data. What is data? Data is the facts and figures on which we are focusing to give some conclusions regarding a particular business or anything else. Okay, data. So if we consider a particular head under which we are going to collect the data, so this particular head, whatever information we are gathering in a particular head is the data. Okay, so if we have multiple heads and we are going to collect data for each and every head, that means this will create a data set. Next one is element, the head under which we are going to get the data, this is called element. Okay, and variable, next one, this is the head whose value will vary, characteristics for vary. This is the elements or value for which the value or characteristics will be varied. This is variable. Observation is our measurement. Whatever we are going to measure is our observation. Okay. Population is, we understand population is the total set of elements or total set of points in each and every set. Okay, so this is population. So in our set 75% is there, so our population is 75. If we consider BBA batch 70 students is there, then the population of BBA batch is 70. Okay, Next part is sample. Sample is the proportion of population that represent the sample population. Okay, the proportion that represent the population will be the sample here. Next one is frequency, number of occurrences for each and every head, and finally cumulative frequency. This is the sum of the current frequency for each category plus the cumulative frequency of immediate predecessor category. So these are the basic terminologies we'll have to understand. So let me know if there is any doubt on any points. Okay? Anyone?
No, sir.
doubt,
Everything clear.
It's clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. It's clear.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so we can move forward, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we again another one is relative frequency is there. I missed it. Okay, relative frequency is the proportion of total frequency. So we considered here 7, 5, 7, 5, 5, 7, and 10 frequency, right? So if this is our actual frequency, we considered here as this is our cumulative frequency. This will be 12 and this will be 22. Okay, this is cumulative frequency. Then what will be the relative frequency here? Relative frequency is the total frequency. Here total frequency is 22. So relative frequency for first category is the frequency of this particular category divided by total frequency. Okay, this will be relative frequency. So if we consider the first category relative frequency, then it will be 5 by 22. Then basically proportion. Okay, then second one will be 7 by 22. Third one will be 10 by 22. This will be relative frequency.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So moving forward, our next point is data and data types.
Where we need to write that?
Yes.
We need to write that, sir.
Yes, sir. 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes. 5 minutes, sir, we'll write it.
5 minutes.
Yes, sir. We are very slow writers, sir. So please.
Oh, no. Try to be fast writer. Okay.
Maybe, sir. I'll.
We'll try, sir. We'll try.
So you must know clearly, must have a clear idea about this particular terminologies I have discussed today. So everyone must read it clearly, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we move forward?
So 2 minutes.
One
Over,
second.
sir.
No, sir.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay.
Yes, sir. Done.
So our next one is data and data types. You already understand the data, facts and figures. Okay. So here is a big definition I mentioned here. This is the facts and figures collected together for reference or analysis purposes. It may be the quantities, characteristics, or symbols on which operations are performed. I already explained. Maybe symbol indicates the M or A for male, female. Quantities indicates age, 50 years, 55 years, 60 years, like this. Characteristics indicates maybe other things, different character parameters may be there. So It may be quantities, characteristics, or symbols on which operations are performed on a computer, maybe manually also, which may be stored and transmitted in the form of electrical signal or recorded on a magnetic, optical, or mechanical recording media. So this is data. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
data may be of different kinds. So very first one is raw data and process data. Okay. So what do you mean by raw data? Raw data indicates whatever we have gathered. No matter whether it is validated or non-validated, no matter whatever we have gathered is a raw data. Another one is process data. Process data means we will have to manipulate the data or arrange the data so that we can give meaningful conclusion based on this data. So difference is raw data is any information. There is no arrangement, any information. कुछ भी हो सकता है. Okay? But this is a information, but any kind of information, this is raw data. But when we arrange this information to draw meaningful conclusions, then it will be process data. We can take the example here. So marks in business statistics of 50 students. It is mentioned here. So anyone, can you tell me what type of data it is? Whether it is
The
raw data
Raw
or
data.
process data?
Raw data.
Raw data.
Everyone agree?
Raw data.
Yes,
Raw
sir.
data. Yes, sir. Raw data.
Excellent.
Yes, sir, we agree.
Raw
Excellent.
data.
Excellent. So this is raw data. Okay?
Sir, we had to write that answer before, that whole answer.
Yes.
We should write that answer which you showed before slide.
Yeah.
And then, okay, later you show us that, sir, we'll write.
Yes, yes.
That is
So,
wrong.
very first kind we have discussed this one, raw data and process data. Okay. So this is the example of raw data where 50 students are there and their marks scored by the students. This is raw data. So if we process it process in the sense how many students are scoring 40 marks. Okay, we can say in this way, how many students is scoring 40 marks, how many students is scoring 37 marks, how many students is scoring 21 marks. Okay, so based on this we can arrange this one. So if 40, if we organize this one, 40 means, look here, this is 1 2 3 4 students scored 40 marks. So we can write it 4. This 4 indicates the frequency of this 40 marks. Okay. So again, 37, there will be some different frequency. 21, there will be another frequency. So in this way, if we arrange each and every data, then we can easily conclude that our marks range is, say for example, 21 to 50. Okay, so each and every student scored marks in between 21 to 50. So this is our process data. If we arrange this so that we can draw meaningful conclusion. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
clear, sir.
Okay, so next one. Next classification is our data may be quantitative, may be
Sir, that slide you
qualitative.
have to write.
Yes,
We have to write that slide, sir, before one.
this one.
Not this, before this one, the answer.
Which
What do you mean
answer?
by term data? Yes, this one you have to write, sir.
So you just mention each and every point I am explaining here. Okay, this will be required and this is in your syllabus. Are you noting down this answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
we are
sir.
noting.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, do it fast. You done it?
No, sir, this is very long.
Sir, 2 minutes.
That one line is equal to 3 lines of our notebook, sir. Too long that answer is.
Oh. Okay, no problem. You just note down the important points. Data, classification of data, raw data, process data, like this. Okay. But
Okay,
you
sir.
Will you be sharing this PPT with us?
Yeah, I will share, but I don't know when I will share.
So,
That's why I am repeatedly telling you, note down the important points, and whenever you have book with you, right?
no, sir.
No,
Yes, sir.
sir.
We are noting down. Yeah.
We have a notebook, sir.
Okay, so note it down, but you must
Sir,
refer
I'm
to book.
noting down on paper. I don't have notebook.
Oh, you can note anywhere. I don't have any issue, but you should remember, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm moving forward, okay? So another classification of our data is maybe quantitative or qualitative. If we talk about quantitative data, it is measurable or countable and expressed in number. Okay, quantitative data is measurable, countable, or expressed in number. We can say height. Height is a quantitative data. We can measure it. Height 5 feet. Weight we can measure it. Quantitative data. Okay, frequency we can measure it, quantitative data. But qualitative data is descriptive in nature or conceptual in nature, characteristics, किसी का characteristics we are not
Sir,
able to
this
measure
this
characteristics.
is division of raw data.
Yes,
This is division of raw data or process data.
whatever it may be, raw data, may be process data. Okay, for both the cases division may be quantitative, may be qualitative. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so these are the classification of quantitative means measurable and qualitative is descriptive in nature, conceptual in nature. So we are not going to measure this particular data directly. Okay. Here is the example of quantitative data. Test result, we can measure it. Experimental data, we can measure it. Survey, we can count it. Okay, market reports we can measure, matrices. So these are the example of quantitative data. Similarly we have the example for qualitative data also. Text and documents, reports, okay, audio video recording, interview transcript, observation and notes. So these are the example of qualitative data.
Sir, that means this class is also qualitative data in a way.
Yes, this class is qualitative data. Yes, exactly. Okay. So our next classification is our, look here, we have discussed two different kind here. One is quantitative and qualitative. Now quantitative data or quantitative data may be discrete, may be continuous. Discrete indicates there is definite number of data and each and every data will be in integer only, will be integer only. So do you have any idea what is integer? What is integer?
Any number, negative or positive.
Any number, negative or positive? Anyone else? Do you want to correct it?
Along with 0.
Whole number.
Yes, a whole number, any number, but it should be whole number. Exactly.
Negative,
Okay.
positive, anything else.
Maybe positive, maybe negative, but it should be a whole number.
Yeah.
So discrete data is limited one. Okay. But continuous data is, it can take any value. Any value. It can take any value. Okay. Maybe positive, maybe negative, maybe decimal, maybe
Fractional.
fraction, anything. Okay, so these are the difference between of quantitative data, may be qualitative, discrete or continuous. Okay, here is the example here. Look, so discrete series, this is our discrete data 10, 14, 18. This is discrete data. Number of students 12. We cannot explain 12.5 students. So this is discrete data. Okay, But continuous data height may be anything, maybe 58.5, maybe 58.1 inch, maybe 60.1 inch, like this. Okay, so this is continuous data. Clear? Our next classification is data may be time series. Time series data means if the data is collected over a period of times. Okay, this is time series data. Here is the example. From 2012 to 2016, we have gathered some data sales value. In 2012, this is 12, 13, this is 14 million. In 14, this is 17 million. This is 15 million. And in 2016, it is 18 million. So this is the data we have gathered over a period of time from 2012 to 2016. So this is time series data. Okay. Next one is cross-sectional data. If we are going to gather data at a particular point of time over a multiple heads, this is cross-sectional data. You can observe the examples here. Company A, we have a company A. For company A, we are going to gather the data for sales, advertisement, and R&D. So this is the cross-sectional data for company A. Again, for company B, this is this one, sales, advertisement, and R&D. So if we are going to gather data for a particular parameters on different head at a particular point of time, so this will be, we can consider this one as 2012 also. In 2012, our sales value will be 18, advertisement will be 4, and R&D is 6. So this will be our cross-sectional data. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Our
sir.
Yes, sir.
next category
Yes, sir.
is
Yes, sir.
our next category is panel data. This is basically the combination of cross-sectional data and time series data. How it looks like? Look it here. In 2012, our company A has the sales value, advertisement, and R&D. Company B has sales value, advertisement, R&D. Company C has sales value, advertisement, R&D. Okay, so this is time series data. In this way, it is time series, but in this way, it is cross-sectional. So if we combine these two, it will create the panel data. Clear? Panel data is the combination of time series data and cross-sectional data. Clear? We have another classification. So we will end today after this classification. Okay. So this one is primary data. Whatever data we have discussed till now, it may be primary, may be secondary. Primary data is whatever data the observer is collecting directly. Okay. It may be collected through direct experimentation, direct interview, or maybe collected through direct survey. Secondary data is someone else is collected the data and we are going to use via someone. Data is collected via someone. That means second person, second hand data. We can easily understand this. This is second hand data. Already someone collected and used it, and we are going to reuse the data. This is secondary data. Okay. So first, yes.
Sir, it's 2:15. Time for attendance.
Okay, no problem. This is the last slide. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Okay,
try to
sir.
understand this one. So what is the example here? Primary data example is Reserve Bank of India Bulletin. Their monthly publishing data. This is primary data. Jute Bulletin, Indian Textile Bulletin, Statement of Railway Board. This is the primary data. Okay, and I am interacting with you. Whatever telling you, this is against primary again. Okay, then secondary. What is the example here? Secondary, statistical abstraction of Indian Union. Someone has already gathered the information and they processed it and published it. So this is secondary data. Monthly abstraction of statistics, again same kahani. Okay, monthly statistical digest, international labor bulletin. So these are the very basic classifications of data. So what are the data classifications we have done? First one is raw data or processed data. Whatever our data will be, maybe primary, maybe secondary, maybe qualitative, maybe quantitative. And in quantitative data, we have again classified it is discrete and continuous. Again, further classification is there, maybe time series, maybe cross-sectional, or maybe panel data. Okay. So we have done this classification till now. We will discuss some examples and calculations in our next class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
okay. Now attendance.